Warning. The following review will contain jump scares. In case you can't deal with stuff like that, or you have a heart disease or something, please do not watch this video. You have been warned.
Last time we depressed ourselves with this war of mine. Today we're going to a nice, fun place. A place with pizza, balloons, and funny animals. Holy shit, we're doing Five Nights at Freddy's, aren't we?
Yep, all three of them.
What were we thinking? If you haven't been living on a rock for these past few months, you've probably heard of Five Nights at Freddy's, a game where you take on the job of a security guard at a failing pizza restaurant aimed at children. In this restaurant you'll find 5 animatronics who are used to entertain children. Freddy, Foxy, Bunny, Chica, and the mysterious Golden Freddy. These animatronics used to have a free roaming mode where they would walk around the building to find and entertain set of children. But after an incident called the Bite of 87 they had to be stuck in one place. This brings the added problem that if they are kept in this mode for too long, their servos would get stuck. In order to prevent this, the owners of Freddy Fazbear's Family Diner allow them to roam freely at night. This is where you come in as a security guard. While you are hired to just look after the place at night, you will soon be too busy trying to save your own ass from the animatronics trying to kill you. The only tools you have to survive are security cameras, the hallway lights and the doors. But don't think you can just close the doors and hide in your office all night. The building only has a limited supply of power, and when you run out, you'll be a sitting duck waiting for Freddy to come and kill you. When you start out at night 1, you will get a phone call from a man only known as Phone Guy, explaining the game mechanics and reassuring you that nothing can happen.
Now that might sound bad, I know, but there's really nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too.
As the nights progress, the animatronics become more active. Phone Guy will call you every night, but his messages will get more and more cryptic as it seems he may be hiding something. If you manage to survive until night 4, you get your last phone call from him as he records his message during his final moments.
Oh, hey! Hey, wow, day 4. I knew you could do it. Hey, listen, I may not be around to send you a message tomorrow. It's been a bad night here for me. I'm kind of glad that I recorded my messages for you. So when I did, hey, do me a favor. Maybe sometime you could check inside those suits in the back room. I'm going to try to hold out until someone checks. Maybe it won't be so bad. Yeah, I always wondered what was in all those empty heads back there. You know. Oh no.
This is it, as you start the 5th and final night. Your phone will ring, but this time you won't hear a Phone Guy, on account of his death the night before. A strange and garbled message will play, possibly sent to you by Freddy himself. If you survived this night, you're done. You can go home.
Do it?
See for yourself.
Crap! How did you freaking do it, man?
Well, the biggest difficulty in the game is overcoming your fear. Newcomers in the game will find themselves often too scared to think rational. They will spend a lot of time and power on checking the cameras for the animatronics and they will end up getting scared. Getting scared the first few tries isn't so bad as it will help you overcome your fear of the jump scares. I found that after a while I managed to predict the scares and in doing so overcome my fear for the game.
Well, scared or not, the animatronics will come to stuff you in the suit, so how did you manage to prevent that?
Five Nights at Freddy's is essentially a game about rhythm. If you know how to repel the animatronics and focus only on that one, then you will get through the game a lot easier. When I learned that Foxy wouldn't come out of his pirate cove and you look at him every now and then, I made sure to look at him every few times an hour. Be warned though, Foxy does come out if you look at him too often. He's awkward that way. This bit me in the ass a lot of time before I realized it.
Well, if Foxy does leave Pirate Cove, he will sprint straight to the office. If you see the curtains wide open and Foxy missing, you will have to close the right door immediately or we will get in. After closing the door, you can look for Foxy on camera too, and watch him run towards the office and you can just wait for him to knock on the door. Foxy will drain some of your power when he does that, and he will drain more with every attempt he makes.
Freddy doesn't move if you look at him regularly. He will, however, shut down the camera and move to the next room if you look at him too long. Bonnie and Chica are the easiest to deal with if you know what you're doing. They will try to enter the office and jump you if you look at the cameras. However, they will first appear in the window of the office, giving you time to close the door for as long as they are there. If either one of them is in the office, you will no longer be able to use the lights or the door on that side. Left for Bonnie, right for Chica. This will give the other animatronics free access into your office, and it will make using cameras impossible, since using them will trigger an attack from the animatronic that's with you in that office. With that knowledge, it's clear what needs to be done. First check the cameras for Foxy. Switch to Freddy and put the cameras down. Check the left light for Bonnie, check the right light for Chica. Go back to Freddy, go back to Foxy. Check for Chica again, check Bonnie again. Open and close the doors if they are there or gone. And that's pretty much it. The only problem with this technique is that it will cost a lot of power and you may not last until morning, especially on later days when your power drains even faster. Remember, if you run out of power, do not move. Freddy may let you live if you're close to morning.
So, you said there were 5 animatronics, right? We've heard about 4. What about the 5th one? What about Golden Freddy?
Golden Freddy is something else entirely. Yes, he will appear in your office, and yes, he will jump scare you, and it will go as far as letting the game crash if he does that. But he's easily avoided. Golden Freddy will only appear in the office when you see a Golden Freddy poster on camera 2B. If you put down the camera after seeing that, he'll be in your office, but you can put the camera back up and he will leave right away. If you follow the same strategy as I have, then you won't ever look at camera 2B and Golden Freddy will never be triggered. It's a sad way actually, because Golden Freddy has always been my favorite animatronic due to him being so mysterious. Some say he's an hallucination.
On the subject of hallucinations, our protagonist may be plagued by several hallucinations during the night. Some small changes may be seen, like posters changing in the words "It's me" on the walls. It's freaking scary. There are also big hallucinations. Faces from the animatronics may show up on screen with the words "It's me" accompanied by them. Whoa, freaked me out, man. Scary as they might be, they are completely harmless and can just be ignored.
After night 5, the story's over. You get a paycheck and are off to find a better job. Or are you? After beating the 5th night, you'll get a star, and the 6th night unlocks. This night's even more difficult, and your power will almost certainly not last until morning. Foxy may be more active, but that depends on his mood. I think he's on his period. I didn't have that much trouble beating this night and earning my 2nd star. But the game isn't over. Beating the 6th night unlocks the custom 7th night. On this night you can change the difficulty of all animatronics except Golden Freddy.
I have no idea why you would actually want to do that after beating 6 days, but okay. In the custom night, it's possible to set all the animatronics AI to their maximum of 20. This is what the community calls 420, or 2020-2020 mode. It is extremely difficult to beat, and Scott Compton thought it was impossible until YouTuber Big Buck managed to do this. And how on earth he does that? Where did you get the nerves of steel, man?
Check this video!
This prompted Scott to add a 3rd star to the menu and add an extra ending scene for those who beat it. The only question is, did you?
I can gladly say that I did not beat that mode. It's barely doable and is far too frustrating for me to pull off. In this mode, Freddy will move. No matter how much you look at him, he will shut down the camera and come for you. Foxy is also extremely active and he will at least be at your door once. My strategy does not work that night, and after dying a lot, I had to move on to the other games. Five Nights at Freddy's is a difficult game where you have to master your nerves and learn the pattern in order to survive. With the jump scares and the perfect atmosphere, you have a hell of a time, and that's why I give the game. I'm wrapping up this review.
You already got 2 more to go.
I know! Five Nights 2 is hell. Even more so when you're used to Five Nights 1. Where you could just spend the first night at Five Nights 1 with your door closed and chilling with your feet on the desk. Trust me, I did. In Five Nights 2, it's on as soon as you start the first game. 5 out of 10 animatronics are active during this night, and in this game, you do not have a door to cover behind. I miss my door. It is said that the first night of Five Nights 2 is as difficult as the third night in Five Nights 1. I have to disagree on that. I spent my first night with the monitor up all night and I was just winding the music box.
Why would you spend time winding a music box? Did they replace the scares with soothing music to calm the nerves?
The music box is a new game mechanic that will fuck you over several times and won't stay for breakfast. There's a puppet in a box, much like a jack-in-the-box, that stays dormant as long as the music plays. This will force you to constantly look at your monitor and wind the box. If the music box stops, the jack-in-the-box music starts and the puppet will come for you. When this happens, you are fucked. You cannot stop the puppet, you cannot hide from it. If it's close to the end of the night, you may be able to stay alive until the puppet arrives, but chances of that happening are pretty much as low as me getting a good job.
So, with the animatronics being able to just walk in without coming through a door, and you constantly looking at the monitor, how do you protect yourself?
Trojan, my friend. The brains running the new Vesper restaurant realized the threat of having animatronics walk around, and they came up with a way to protect yourself.
A mask? Are you telling me you can only hide behind a mask? That really doesn't sound safe at all.
It's not. Although you'll be able to fool most of the animatronics if you put on the mask fast enough, some of them will still kill you. Foxy, for example, will always kill you when he enters the office. The only way to get rid of him is to flash the flashlight at him. This will reset him and he will be Then there are the vents. Throughout the building there are vents running and they all end up in, you guessed it, the office. You have vents at both sides of your office. If you listen you can hear the animatronics move through them, but you can look for them by checking the vent lights in the office. If there is an animatronic in the office, quickly put on your mask and wait for them to leave.
Just wait for them to leave? The vents, the hallway, the music box, and 10 animatronics to keep in mind? How on earth do you survive that?
Here goes. Light the hallway, check the vents, light the hallway again, wind the music box, put on the mask even if there is nothing in there in the office. You don't have time to react if there is, so just do it anyway. Then take off the mask again and start all over again.
Yeah, that actually sounds easier than the first game.
Yeah, don't be fooled. It may sound easy, but trust me, it's not. You can keep the camera up for too long or you'll get attacked by an animatronic. So you mostly won't be able to wind the music box completely. When you put the security monitor down, you'll have to immediately put on your mask, just in case. Or there may be an animatronic in the office which then kills you. On the later nights you'll also be confronted by the old animatronics, who are in such a state of disrepair that they look more horrifying than ever. These animatronics will force the monitor down if they're in the office with you, and if you don't put on the mask as soon as that happens, you'll find yourself in a bad case of the deaths. If you do manage to put on the mask, you will have to sit there and be patient while the animatronics move past you, examining your face, and don't think you're safe when they're done. Even if you're a bit too slow with the mask, you'll get killed after all. While hiding behind your mask, you cannot wind the music box, so if you didn't manage to wind the box for a while, you'll find yourself hiding from Bonnie, and you'll experience some really scary moments when you see the alert in the bottom corner.
So the rules are set and the rhythm is clear. So tell me, how did you survive Five Nights at Freddy's 2?
See for yourself. After every night you get a short scene where you look through the eyes of Freddy as he assumedly just wakes up. More on that later.
So, beside the scenes, after each night there are also hidden minigames and shadow versions of Freddy and Bonnie. Golden Freddy has also returned. How did you deal with these?
I honestly can't tell you. I never got one of the secret death minigames and the shadows never appeared. The only one I got in my game was my friend Golden Freddy, and I only realized he was there after I already got rid of him. I know it's not fair for the review, but when I tried to trigger these events, it just didn't happen. Eventually I had to give up and move on to the next game. This game also has a 6th and 7th night. This time the 6th night has some more story for you.
The 7th night gives you several preset settings, and for every setting you beat, you get rewarded with a small figurine on your desk in your office. The dreaded 20 mode is back, and this time it's all for the animatronics, making the 1020 mode.
Once again I failed to beat the 1020 mode. I leave this game mode to the more patient and dedicated players among us. I had fun getting to this point in the game, but I've had enough. Time to move on. With the release of Five Nights at Freddy's 3, Scott Cawthon once again managed to change the rules and up the ante. In this game you cannot ignore the cameras, and you'll be needing it to keep an eye on the new animatronic, Springtrap. At first you may think, having one animatronic in the building, that's easier than having 12 like in the previous game. This couldn't be further from the truth. Springtrap is way smarter than the other animatronics. He's in the building with you and he will come for you. The only defense you have is your security panel.
Well, it sounds safe enough, but don't think the security panel will save your ass though. If you use too much, it will break down, forcing you to reset the maintenance panel, giving Springtrap time to sneak up on you. You can develop 3 different errors on your system. A camera error will make your security panel show only static, making looking for Springtrap impossible. An audio error will make the audio file fail. You need the audio to lure Springtrap away from you. Child's laughter and other creepy shit. Lastly, you can have a ventilation error. This will cause you to black out and hallucinate. This will make you see more than one Springtrap on your screen, leaving you incapable of knowing where the real one is.
Yeah, so when I did not realize that Springtrap was an illusion and there were more on my screen, I kept keeping Springtrap nice in the back of the building. I felt I was safe. He was standing right in front of me. The best way to make your systems last in the later nights is to use them as little as possible. As of version 1.031, Scott added noises when Springtrap moves. If you know where he is, you can put the camera down and listen for Springtrap to move. Then you can go back to the camera and lure Springtrap to another room or close the vents if Springtrap tries to crawl through them to you. The other animatronics won't appear in the game as real animatronics. They appear as phantoms who will jump scare you, but keep you alive. When they do jump scare you, they will take at least one of your systems down, leaving you frantically trying to restore them before you can look for Springtrap again. The worst part, these jump scares can happen at the same time. I once got gangbanged by 3 of them at the same time. Five Nights at Freddy's doesn't have a rhythm you can follow. The best advice I can give you is to be aware of how many times you can use your system before you have to reset them. And don't look at the phantoms if they appear in the monitor or in the hallway. If Springtrap finds you in the office, he will play with you by staring at you through the window or through the doorway. If the night's almost over, you may survive by staring back at him. It's strange though. Springtrap is different from the other animatronics with almost human-like behavior, but he still lets you go at 6 o'clock, even if he's standing in the only exit from the office. On the subject of Springtrap, he may be the most dangerous animatronic ever. He is also the least scary. His jump scares is almost not scary at all. The real scares come from the phantom animatronics and they won't even kill you. I mean, come on! Right here! Suicidal! Kill me! Come on!
So, there's no rhythm and a shitload of non-lethal jump scares. Did you survive Springtrap?
With some random things forcing me to retry a few more times than in the other games, I did manage to survive.
Band ending? What's the deal?
Yeah, that's the most annoying part of this game. Like its predecessor, this game also has mini-games. But it also has hidden secret games and secret ways to beat them. Yeah, that's a double whammy secret. I can give you a lengthy explanation on how to beat them, but this review has gone on long enough as it is. Basically, the normal minigames give you hints on how to find the secret minigames. These hints are all but clear. In the secret minigames you get to find the secret exit and whatever. Here's a compilation on how I played them. The worst part of the minigames is that you have to unlock them in the main game. This can range from double clicking on a poster to typing a code on tiles in the office. While you try to figure this out, you're still getting attacked by spring traps, so be careful, as raping's assured.
Yeah, there's only one thing that's bugging me. You are all about the story in the game, but I hardly heard you say anything about this some type of story. So what gives?
Yeah, the story in Five Nights at Freddy's is convoluted and hidden in the games. The best hints you get are phone guy messages and the minigames, but as of now a part of the story is still unknown or uncertain. With that in mind, I will try to explain the story to the best of my abilities, and I will try to only address the things that are either confirmed or mostly proven by the community. So don't expect me to tell you who the killer is. It's Purple Guy. So the story starts several years before Five Nights at Freddy's 2 in a restaurant called Fredbear's Diner, or Pizza, something like that. And yes, Five Nights 2 takes place before Five Nights 1. During a birthday party, the animatronic bear Freddy is giving food to children to keep them happy. While this is going on, there is a crying child outside that, for some reason, can't come in.
Suddenly a car pulls up, and a man who's currently known as Purple Guy kills the kid. It is assumed that this child goes on to become the puppet from Five Nights 2.
Skip ahead a few years, and in a new restaurant called, you guessed it, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The restaurant lasts a few years until Purple Guy returns, this time sporting something that looks like a security guard badge, and he kills 5 children in the back room. With the help of the puppet, these children come to possess the 5 animatronics from the diner. They are, of course, Freddy, Foxy, Chica, Bunny, and Golden Freddy.
Yeah, with the murders giving the diner a bad name, they end up abandoning the place and relaunching it in a new building. This is where Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place.
Now, most people think more murders take place here, and some people think new animatronics are just working on faulty programming. But either way, they're all after the new security guard.
With the game taking place in '87, it is assumed that the new restaurant closes after the incident of '87.
Now we move on to Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Mike Schmidt is working as night guard while the animatronics are out to kill him. Sometime after he gets fired on night 7, the animatronics are alerted to a secret back room by Purple Guy.
This time, Purple Guy manages to dismantle the animatronics, but he accidentally releases their souls in doing so. The souls scare Purple Guy into hiding in the spring bunny suit. This suit is known for its failing when the springs get wet, and because it's raining that day, he gets killed by the suit. This creates Springtrap, but before he can do anything, he gets locked and boarded in a secret room.
Fast forward 30 years to the third game. Phone Dude, excellent, is trying to set up his attraction based off Freddy Fazbear's story. He finds the hidden room and brings Springtrap over to his attraction. This sets the third game in motion. At the end of the game, after night 6, you get a newspaper article stating that the attraction burned down. This assumingly kills Springtrap, but if you brighten up the article, you can actually see Springtrap in the background. I'm so glad this is over. I played, I won, I survived. Overall, Five Nights at Freddy's trilogy is scary as hell. Scott Cawthon managed to scare you in new ways with every sequel. The games are well worth a playthrough, including the 6th night, but for most gamers out there, I suggest you give 420 and 1020 modes a try and move on. With that said, I give Five Nights at Freddy's trilogy 5 creepy animatronics out of 5 with Springtrap looking at you in the eyes. Oh god, no. No, say it ain't so. God, no! Thanks for watching this video, I hope you liked it. If you did, we would really appreciate a like down there and tell us what about your Five Nights at Freddy's experience in the comments. Of course, we will revisit the Five Nights franchise when the next installment comes out, and we are aware that the movie is being made. Once we know more about it, we will share that information on our movie channel called Movieverse. Links down below. Next week we move away from the role of the hunted and we take on the part of the hunter with a love for leather. Until then, check out our other videos and we'll be back next time. Yeah, it's Batman month.